A few years ago, I had the opportunity and the privilege to work with Mr. Hugh Morton in his attempts to save the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse and its power place by the sea. Mr. Morton was owner of Grandfather Mountain, one of the premier nature parks in the United States, as well as the United Nations Biosphere Reserve. He was also a nationally known wildlife and nature photographer and one of the premier environmental leaders of North Carolina. Mr. Morton sought to save the lighthouse in place by using Holmberg Technologies undercurrent stabilizers. These have been proven to stop erosion as well as to induce the accretion of natural sediments along the coastline. Mr. Morton believed Holmberg's system would work well to preserve the lighthouse in its place. As Dick Holmberg that is, knew, along with Mr. Morton, was that much of the damage being done onto our coastlines now is man-made, especially when it comes to erosion, whether it's damming streams, preventing sediment from flowing downstream to the shoreline, or creating numerous traditionally engineered structures such as groins and jetties to stop that flow or divert that flow. We, man, that is, all of us, have helped to create this problem of erosion along our coastlines. However, the major factor along our coastlines now causing erosion is the continuous dredging being done by these. Whether it's for inlets or for channels for ever greater containment ships or harbors to hold those ships, all of this tends to force our natural sediments away from our shorelines, out of the littoral systems, and forever gone from our shorelines. In order to mitigate this, the same companies often who are doing the dredging of those inlets, harbors, and channels are doing something called beach nourishment, which is the actual mining of the offshore in order to return sand to the shore. But this is an artificial method. It creates problems by destroying offshore habitats, it spines, smother reefs, as well as it removes the very shoals protecting our shorelines from storm wave energy and storm currents. In effect, this actually increases erosion such that beach nourishment should really be called a starvation diet. Along with the erosion, a secondary effect is the loss of our coastal freshwater supplies, whether through intrusion, that is to say, actual forcing of salt water up deeply inland through these channels, or else allowing more of it to flow outward through these dredged inlets. We also have the potential for infiltration, whereas the erosion causes salt water to ever come closer to the underground freshwater supplies. Both of these tend to rob us of our precious and even growing more precious fresh water. In fact, when the Wilmington Channel was dug, salt water, which once only flowed 10 miles up the Wilmington River, now flows up to 20 miles. And in Savannah, the dredging there for container ships is possibly creating a breach in the containment layers of the Floridian aquifer, which is a water source for millions of people in Georgia and Florida. Dick Holmberg has recognized this problem for many years and actually worked to provide a system that was not only environmentally sound but sustainable. And so far, in the international university research, numerous professional reports, and over 30 years of empirical data, seem to attest that he has found this method. And it does work, and even more importantly, it is affordable, and is still, to my knowledge, the best I have found in the several years I have studied coastal erosion and methods of containment. Basically, we're losing our shorelines. This loss is mainly being done to us through our own efforts at numerous dredging and traditionally engineered structures that we're doing up and down our coastlines. And we're not just losing high-dollar real estate, we are losing habitat. And as this is a man-made problem, environmental problem, we should mitigate it as we would any other environmental problem. We cannot do this, however, with current methods advocated by the Corps of Engineers and its close friends in the dredging and coastal engineering communities. Holmberg does offer us hope that this can be done to mitigate this without doing further harm in actuality to enhance our coastal